His first project was education. He built hundreds of schools across rural areas, ensuring that no child had to study under a tree like his mother once did. These schools provided free education, books, and meals, giving children a chance to break the cycle of poverty. Then he turned to healthcare. He built state-of-the-art hospitals in communities where medical care was scarce. Thousands of lives were saved because of his generosity. In the heart of Africa, where golden sunsets kissed the land and rivers flowed like veins of life, there was a man whose name echoed through generations, Kofi Mensah. Unlike many billionaires who built empires for their personal gain, Kofi built his for a greater purpose: to serve humanity. Kofi Mensah was born in a small village in Ghana. His family was not wealthy, and from an early age, he saw the struggles of those around him. His mother was a teacher who worked tirelessly, educating children under the shade of a large baobab tree, while his father was a fisherman who barely made enough to feed the family. One night, as a child, Kofi watched his mother cry silently after a long day. He asked her why she was sad, and she whispered, "I wish I could do more for the children, but we have nothing." Those words stayed with Kofi for the rest of his life. He promised himself that one day he would have everything his family lacked, and when he did, he would share it with those in need. Kofi worked hard in school, often studying by candlelight while his family slept. His intelligence and determination earned him a scholarship to one of Ghana's top universities. There, he studied business and engineering, dreaming of ways to create opportunities for his people. After years of struggle, Kofi launched his first business in mining. He revolutionized the industry by implementing ethical and sustainable mining practices, ensuring that local workers were treated fairly and that the environment was protected. His business expanded rapidly, and soon he was exporting minerals across the world. With his success in mining, Kofi ventured into technology, real estate, and agriculture. Within 2 decades, he had built a billion-dollar empire, making him one of the richest men in Africa. But despite his wealth, he never forgot where he came from. Kofi's wealth did not change him. It only gave him the power to fulfill the promises he had made as a child. His first project was education. He built hundreds of schools across rural areas, ensuring that no child had to study under a tree like his mother once did. These schools provided free education, books, and meals, giving children a chance to break the cycle of poverty. Then he turned to healthcare. He built state-of-the-art hospitals in communities where medical care was scarce. Thousands of lives were saved because of his generosity. But perhaps Kofi's most beloved project was his home for the elderly. Kofi had seen many old men and women left to suffer alone. Some had no family, while others had been abandoned. He decided to build a massive, luxurious estate where the elderly could live with dignity. The Mensa home for the elderly became a place of love and care. The residents were given comfortable rooms, medical attention, and the companionship they had lost. Every morning, Kofi visited the home, greeting the old men and women as if they were his own family. He listened to their stories, shared meals with them, and even played traditional African music to lighten their hearts. "You are not alone," he would tell them. "As long as I live, you will never be forgotten." Despite his immense fortune, Kofi never married or had children. People often asked him why, and he would smile and say, "I already have a family. Every poor child who goes to school, every elderly person who finds a home, every sick person who gets treatment, they are my family." Unlike other billionaires who surrounded themselves with luxury, Kofi was always seen among the common people. He walked through the streets, personally handing out food and money to the homeless. He funded small businesses, helping young entrepreneurs grow. He built clean water wells, ensuring that no village suffered from thirst. His kindness was legendary, and wherever he went, people greeted him not as a billionaire, but as a brother, a father, a guardian. Years passed, and Kofi grew old. His hair turned gray and his body weakened, yet he never stopped helping others. Even when his doctors advised him to rest, he refused. "As long as I have breath, I will serve," he said. But time waits for no man. One evening, Kofi fell gravely ill. He was taken to one of his own hospitals, where doctors tried to save him. The news of his condition spread, and thousands of people gathered outside, praying for his recovery. Lying on his bed, Kofi called for his closest aides and made his final decision. He would give away his entire fortune to charity. "Let my wealth continue to serve the people," he said. "That is my last wish." With those words, he closed his eyes forever. The news of Kofi Mensah's death shook the nation. Millions mourned the loss of the man who had given them everything. But his legacy did not end with his death. The government, in honor of his contributions, built a massive welfare house in his name, the Kofi Mensah Foundation. It became a sanctuary for the poor, the elderly, and the helpless, ensuring that his mission of kindness would never die. Statues were built in his honor, and his name was written in history as a man who lived not for himself, but for humanity. Even in death, Kofi Mensah remained a beacon of hope, proving that true wealth is not measured in money, but in the lives one touches.